Welcome to the Kinkazoid Podcast, where you get some education on your form of stimulation. With your hosts, Royal, Chase, and Trey Proper. Buckle your seatbelts because it's going to be a wild ride. Let's get kinky.
Hey. Hold on. Where is it? Oh, they got messed up. Say something.
Something.
I'm not talking yours. Them.
Oh, we're up.
You're up.
We're on.
Yeah, but the audio's not working now.
Can y'all hear us?
No.
Can you hear us?
They can hear trees. That's all they can hear.
Does it? See, this is not my show. I don't do this. What up, and welcome everybody. Please bear with us momentarily while we get our audio back up for my co-hosts.
See, there it goes.
All right, we good.
Yay!
Greetings and salutations. It's your boy Trey Proper. Welcome once again to another great show of Kinkazoids. And yeah, we got some great things to talk about. Of course, as you know, for the last 8 weeks, we've been getting into the nitty gritty of things, and we're definitely not going to stop now. So I would like for my lovely co-hosts to go ahead and introduce themselves.
What up, what up? It's your girl Royal. No tagline needed, just recognize she's a queen.
What's going on, you guys? It's your girl Chase or C Hayes. Doesn't matter how you say it, as long as that flavor is in your mouth.
Okay, all right. I need to come up with something like that. I got one for the other show. I need one for this one.
I thought you was doing the whole 4-show phenom thing. What happened?
I am. I could do that, but it doesn't roll off the tongue like I wanted to. But anyway, all right, let's just get right into it before somebody picks up that joke and tries to run with it. Shut up, you in the background. You know who you are. Anyway, let's get into our toy of the week. I believe, am I the only one that has a toy this week?
No.
Or do you ladies have a toy?
No, we have toys.
You have a toy? All right, I'm going to let the ladies go first. What is your toy? Tell us about it.
Chase, I want you to go first because your toy is really interesting.
Okay. First on the market, okay, we have the Nipple Play Nipple Teasers. It is a vibrating nipple tongs that, obviously go on your nipples. If you are a person who is sensitive in the nipple area, like moi, this is a great toy. There are some people who actually do come into orgasm or the big climax through just strictly nipple play, which is great. And you can also put it on your clit. So it's a 2-in-1 toy. There are screws on there that you can put to your nipple adjustment if you need anything. There are people who have long nipples, bigger nipples, or even ones that are, kind of a little sunken in. So, you just make it work for what you want. And it's a vibrating toy, okay? You don't have to control it. You can have somebody else control it. I mean, obviously for your own solo time, that would be perfect. But it's nothing like having someone take charge of what's going on in your body in the playroom.
Facts. Yeah, no. Can you tell me how much that is retailing for? Because I need to go add it to my cart, like right now.
All right. So it is on Adam and Eve. We all know my favorite website in the whole entire world. It's going for $34.95, but right now they have a little coupon deal that you can get it for $17.95.
Okay. All right. Let me just go shopping.
You kind of threw me off with the use of the word screws. How does that work?
All right, so there are screws in the clamp in itself, so that will tighten it / loosen it. So it can be as tight as you want it on your nipples or as loose as you want. Not everybody wants the extreme pressure on their nipples. They're just very sensitive in that spectrum. And if you're really sensitive, you don't want something very tight on there, obviously. And especially if it's vibrating, it's not going to be a good feel. So at least you're going to be able to tighten and or loosen the nipple tongs for however your nipples feel comfortable with it.
Okay. All right. Well, I can't wait to see that one in action someday. That's going to be fun. All right. Miss Royal.
Okay, sure. I will go next. So my toy of this week is just the good old-fashioned magic wand. So, if you guys know anything about magic wands, they are intense. So it's definitely, I think it more so works out when you are doing play with your partner. Now you could do this on your own, if you can handle the pressure by yourself. But for me, it's more fun with the partner. It's good for clitoral stimulation or overstimulation if you're into that type of thing. And right now it's retailing at about $160, also found on Adam and Eve, but they do have a promo going for $127. This particular version is wireless, so you don't have to plug it in. It's not going to limit your spacing or anything, so you're not hooked up to a wall, and you could just get it in and go.
All right. Okay. Well, I guess I'll go next because there's nobody else. Yeah, my toy of the week is none other than the lovely Honey Ignite 20. I was scrolling through, the internets and trying to find something new to me anyway. And this is definitely a very peculiar device. I was not aware of male vibrators, and basically this is something that you put around your member as a man, and it's wireless, activate it, turn it on, and it vibrates. It has about 20 different settings, and it looks like a cup holder.
It does.
It's just something strange and weird to me, and the retail price is going for $34.99. I'm tempted to invest in this one just to see what all the fuss is about. A lot of the ratings on the site is going pretty well for it, but you can find it on lovelyhoney.com if you're interested in making a purchase. I'm definitely going to add this one to my cart. But yeah, I just never thought about using a vibrator on myself.
So you've never used a vibrating cock ring or anything like that?
You know what? You're right. Yeah, I have used those. I have. You know, they used to sell those in Durex boxes. They used to have them to come to Durex inside the box. It wasn't the most reliable thing in the world because they used like watch batteries. You probably get like maybe 2 uses out of it, but this one has a rechargeable battery. So now that I think about that, I forgot all about that. That yeah, it's definitely moved up a couple of notches on the cart. All right, cool.
Okay.
And it's only $34.99, so you busting that on the budget. That's what you got to do.
Real quick before we move on, I just want to check this comment real fast. So Herb says, so can we use this special wand during Harry Potter roleplay? Come on, Herb. Like, I mean, I don't know.
I mean, if we're going to be out here going Legalia Leviosa,
I was about to say the same thing. It's all good. I think Herb you've officially stumped Trey proper.
Yeah, because my mind was not there. Now I'm thinking Harry Potter. No, okay.
Harry Potter roleplay. Hey, listen, some people are into it.
I mean, you could do Harry Potter roleplay. That wouldn't be a problem. You know, I'm just, who's going to be the Dementor?
The line and be like, you don't choose the wand chooses you.
Facts.
Yes. What would okay, audible question. What would be some sexual spells from Harry Potter roleplay?
No, you're not about to do this to me.
Yeah, let's do that. In the comments, let's go ahead and drop some sexy Harry Potter spells like Ovricus.
Oh, those spells?
Brandon's orgasmus. How about that?
Oh,
Esophagus wetness.
No.
Vaginus openness.
No, I think I would use spell that Bellatrix on Devil's parents, but in like a sexual way. So instead of them going crazy in the brain, it's just going all up in there.
Facts. The Cruciatus would be a good, like, if you're into like
Cruciatus. Okay, all right.
That would be
just saying. If you like pain, that's the spell for you.
That is. It is what it is.
Excruciatus. I thought you said secretiatus. It was like, oh, okay.
Excruciatus.
Who knows? All right. So, thank you for my co-host from another show for actually transitioning us into that. We actually today we are going to, as always, give you your just desserts first. Then we're going to fill you up after. So this week the dessert is role playing. That is actually a nice little bit of spice of life that you can add to your life to change things and, you know, make things a little hot in the bedroom for you. So the definition of role playing is basically you're acting. You're playing another character. You're playing the role of another character, their job, their positions, their mannerisms, whatever have you. So this is basically acting, like I said, but inside the bedroom. It can get a little bit deeper. Basically, you can do it with a video camera, but you're acting like you're a porn star. Basically, you can be a nurse, you can be a doctor, you can be Wile E. Coyote if you wanted to. Who cares? But it's totally up to you and your imagination. What?
I mean, is her ass the anvil? She dropping it on you? Is that how it's working?
Wow. Okay. All right. That's just the first cartoon thing that came to my mind. My bad.
Okay.
Betty Boop. I don't know. You know who I bet there are some comic book characters who probably. Never mind. No, fuck it. They role play as other comic book characters like Jessica Rabbit and Roger Rabbit. I'm pretty sure they got some Spider-Man stuff going on where he swings in and okay. Anyway,
I mean, there was an animated cartoon show that had nothing but animated cartoons having that on
Cool World,
Adult Swim. It was like animated something like that. They were disgusting. It was like had a rabbit on there. There was a black woman dressed as a fox.
I know what you're talking about.
No, that wasn't on Adult Swim. That was on cartoon. That was on Comedy Central. It was called Drawn Together.
Yes.
Drawn Together. That's what it was called.
Yes.
That was some nasty stuff.
That show is on Amazon Prime, and it is still it's extremely racist, but it's hilarious. It's chock full of racy goodness. Why is there a naked ranger on the screen? What the hell? Okay, that just What the? All right, cool. To each their own. But yes, I guess you could wear things like that if you're role playing. So I'm gonna ask the panel.
Power Ranger fantasies.
Go Mega Cocksword. Anyway. So if you wanted to ask the panel if you are up for the challenge when it comes to roleplay, if you would be willing to participate in some costumed or acting challenges within your bedroom. Since Roy went first last time, Chase, I'm gonna give you the opportunity to go first now.
No for me. Yes, I would, but it's a no. It's gonna be a no. Like, they can do it. I wouldn't. I'm very... Granted, yes, I come on here and talk about sexual experiences and body fluids of all kinds, but I'm very awkward and shy when it comes to things like that. So even giving like a quick little funny like lap dance, I'm like, what's going on in here? What's happening? It's a little weird. Well, it's just, it doesn't do good for me. But the reason why you see the Red Power Ranger, okay, the Mighty Popcorn, is because I think that would be something very hilarious to have my partner dress up like a day old stripper. I think that would be funny. Like, I just think the whole costume in itself is just weird. I don't know why people do that. Like, they walk around and they got Genuine playing in the background, and they got like gator skin and a little rope around the neck. Like, it's just weird. Like, why are you wearing that? It's just not sexy, but it's funny to me. Like, I laugh at the videos on YouTube. It's comical, so I would want to see him do that just so I can laugh. It'll be a good time.
Oh my god.
Okay. All right. So you are for role playing if your partner is doing the acting,
Yeah,
not
because
yourself.
I don't have to do anything. All I'm gonna do is with the $1 bill, because he ain't getting more, and just wave it in the air and just act like I'm so like, oh my god, you think it's so big? This is so crazy. Yeah, so that's pretty much
Okay.
it.
Okay, so for me, I'm gonna say yes, and I know we had this conversation off of the show, but I was saying that role playing is a little nerve wracking, but you know, sometimes it just takes that little extra bit of liquid courage just to get you over that first hump of nervousness. And then, like, once you get into it, it's actually really fun. You know what I'm saying? Because you come up with this. It doesn't even have to be pre-planned or anything like that, because you come up with a story like off the top of your head, and it actually ends up being really fun. And you know, you get your partner into it, and it just it kind of makes things, you know, a little more fun, you know, a little spicing up the bedroom a little bit. There's nothing wrong with that.
Okay, all right. I think it's kind of obvious. Yes, I'm all for it. I'm all for the role playing, acting as a different person, wearing costumes, wearing different uniforms, wearing outfits, whatever have you. I'm okay with it. I'm down for it. As long as my partner is. Her Rule 34 Jessica Rabbit, yes. But also no, now that I think about it, I've seen those. Anyway, I digress. But yeah, so role playing is not limited to just the bedroom as well. It doesn't necessarily have to be costumes and attitudes and acting. You could literally just become a different person, go out to a bar and meet your significant other and start a conversation.
Right.
And date them, like literally first glance, first chance meeting them, and you're just playing that role. And you choose different names, whatever have you, and then you let it go from there and enjoy your night. Just be adventurous. Step out there and just try something different. Now, also want to ask you ladies, what would be, well, I'm pretty sure we know Chase because she's not going to dress up, that's said, but what would be your do's and don'ts of role playing if you were to participate?
Okay, I guess I'll go first. So, do have fun with it. You know, don't get inside of your head. Don't feel like you are like doing too much, or don't think that your partner is not going to, you know, look at you or take you seriously, or look at you sexually, or not look at you sexually, or anything like that. But also, like you said, don't always make it out to be about sex. I think that's a common misconception, is that it doesn't always have to be about sex. It could just be about you wanting to try something new with your partner, and, you know, like Trey said, you know, wanting to meet each other all over again and date, and just keep it fun and spontaneous, and don't just don't overthink it.
MMA sex. Yes, you can have MMA sex, Rick. Yes.
Rick says furries. I am done with him. Okay. All right, Rick.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with furries. I mean, if you want to dress up and you're okay with that, and you're consenting adults who want to be sweaty, sure, go right ahead. I'm not wearing more than a pair of ears and an attachable tail that doesn't have to be inserted in me. That's the only thing as far as I'm going with that.
I mean, you want to put it on a whatchamacallit? What's the thing? Well, I can't think of it. The anal
butt plug.
Yes, if you want to put like a tail on a butt plug or something, I mean, you know, not.
Yeah, that's one of my don'ts. I'm not doing anything.
Well,
that's just me.
You specifically. Never mind. You know what?
Yeah.
You know what I meant.
Yes. So, any other do's or don'ts?
None that I can think of off the top of my head.
Don't break character. If you are going to do it, go through it full throttle. Give it your all. You know, don't get too nervous, like Royal said. And just commit to it. I mean, if it fails, I mean, you can always do it again. And just try it every time.
I'm gonna say breaking character for me it may be a part of it, especially if you're nervous about it going in. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you happen to break character, get a quick laugh out of it. You know what I'm saying? You can joke around with your partner about it, but then just go back into it. It's like nothing ever happened.
Thanks. I agree. All right. So we've talked a little bit about wearing different outfits inside the bedroom, or not cosplay. Well, cosplaying, yes, and just generally role playing. So, outside of the spectrum of major costumes, are there any items that what inside the bedroom entices you? What in the bedroom is something that when you see it, even outside of the bedroom, something that you see, a piece of clothing that will actually get you your engine revving? And everybody in the comments, if you would, you can tell us yours as well. If you don't feel like you want to, you don't have to. Be serious. Don't be an asshole. You know who I'm talking to. But yeah, regale us with some clothing items that you find enticing. Okay, I'll go first because that was a whole bunch of dead air. So, me personally, I am partial to fit. I'm partial to fishnets up to the thigh. I'm sorry, the hub deucer is talking and I was not sure what he said. But yeah, I'm partial to fishnets up to the thigh. Of course, heels, but my go-to, and I didn't get this picture, but I'm thinking about it now. My go-to, besides the boy shorts, is actually the librarian outfit. I love the librarian outfit, the pencil skirt, the thigh-high stockings, hair tied up, glasses, blouse, the little sweater. I love it. That's my thing right there. But if we just strictly go by the underwear, boy shorts are it for me.
Okay.
Have you guys had enough time to think about what you want to say?
Yes, but real quick before we answer that, I just want to hit the comments real quick. In YouTube, Queen Divine said, "Hey, Queen Royal. Hey, Queen." And she also said, "What are some roles we should try out as far as the role playing thing?" So for me, the very first role that I did was a stripper, of course, but then also, like Trey Proper said, you could, just make up a name or anything and just meet at the bar as strangers. Trey, you just mentioned the librarian outfit, so as a librarian.
Sexy librarian. Yes.
Okay. And Chase, I know that you're against role playing for yourself personally, but what about your partner? So if there were any male role playing suggestions.
She wants the Power Ranger. That's what she said.
For funnies, if I had to do it, I don't know, it would be something in the role playing of like what Trey was saying, like doing the whole, like I would want it in a surprise. Mm-hmm. Like if I'm out to dinner with like my friends or something like that, and he kind of knows my location where I am, if he kind of just walked in and was just like, "Excuse me, miss, I'm sorry, like Stephanie, like I don't know if you got a man or not, but I do," like something like that. Like I know that there's the planned one, but I like a surprise. I think that would be cute to do. But I have done it once or twice before. That's why I know I'm not into it, and I was an exotic dancer, so not stripper, but like a go-go girl, exotic dancer type stuff.
Okay. Another one for me, and y'all don't. First of all, Trey, don't talk about me, okay?
This is a safe space. I'm not gonna talk about it.
Another one for me is I kind of like the whole burglar role play type of thing, like you breaking in, entering, and stuff, and take charge and I like that type of stuff.
Okay. Jamaica says police security guard, something with handcuffs and are part of the uniform. Yep. Chuck Clark said, "I want to role play as some dude fucking some guy's wife."
Oh, right.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
But I mean that works too. You could be married and then pretend like you're cuckolding with somebody. Cuckolding. Yeah, that word. Yeah, but those are some things. Hell, you could be the scientist, and the only way you can get this cure is fellatio or cunnilingus, something like that. You could. It's literally there are literally a plethora of different ideas out there. Just go to your local Orange YouTube, wink, wink,
right.
and research role play.
And it's whatever your imagination can come up with. There are no limitations.
There are no limits, unless there are no limits unless your partner has limitations on it.
Right.
And if you are, a lot of people who are here are probably from Blurs and Whiskey. They've watched the show, and you may be into cosplay. You can cosplay as your favorite characters and play your favorite anime. Get a wig, get an outfit, wear the right color, whatever have you, and just have fun with it. It's all about having fun. There's play in the word for that very reason, because you're playing as somebody else. Chicken smashing chicken hawks. What? Oh, okay.
Queen on YouTube said, "Oh yeah, knock me on the head and take it, and take it." Wow.
Knock you on the head and take it. Oh, so you want the Captain Caveman?
Yeah.
Hold up.
Okay.
Captain Cave. I'm sorry, I couldn't help it. All right.
I would say for what I think is a sexual island, like I love boxer briefs on a man. I think it just it fits in all the nice places, and especially he has a little extra glutiness to his Maximus. That definitely makes it look a lot better because nobody wants a flat booty hoe. And I think I'll just throw this in here for a non-sexual apparel. I love joggers on a man. It I don't know what it is, but it's something. I don't know if it's the scrunchies around the ankle or because it just fits right against where it needs to be fitting. But it's a beautiful sight to see.
Trey, you look confused. You know joggers are sweatpants, right?
Yeah, I know. I wear joggers. I know.
Okay.
I was looking at the comments. I'm sorry. Keep going.
Not all joggers are sweatpants though. Some are actual khaki type stuff or whatever.
True.
So
Yeah.
The khaki ones are the ones that actually show more. So.
You want to see the print. That's pretty much what it is.
I want to say you can't really see a print necessarily. But there's a bulge.
Listen,
I'm
looking.
And I'm for whatever. I'm a weird thigh person. Don't know what it is. Okay, I like that with chicken. I like that with my men. So you got some nice thighs. They compliment them.
Okay. All right.
Yes,
I know what not to wear when she comes to the town. Wolf's looking for some sheep. All right. Okay.
So Chase, yet again, you and I are on the same page. I am a boxer briefs type of person. I don't want to, and I know you and I had this conversation and you said the same thing. I'm not trying to see my man in tighty whities. Okay, no. Please don't come to my bed. Please don't come to my bed in tighty whities. I'll talk about you. Don't do that. It's either that or nothing. And also, I also like a good pair of sweatpants, especially the ones that are tapered at the end. So like the joggers, like you said, I like the ones that are tapered at the bottom because it's just a good fit and makes them look good, especially if they pair it right. You know what I'm saying? And also, like you said, you a thigh person. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a print person. If that thing is thinging, then I'm looking at it.
The thing is thinging.
If
It gotta be
Thing
thinging.
is singing.
If that
Okay.
thing is thinging, I'm looking.
That thing is thinging.
Yeah. Us guys, we have a little thought side, so we'll just go commando that day when we know we come to see you, just because we are well aware of why we do the sweatpants thing. I've been told I'm not allowed to wear gray sweatpants outside anymore, so yeah.
I said the same thing. I've said the same thing to my
Queen on
husband.
YouTube. Yeah, Queen on YouTube said, "I'd be straight up looking at the peen print. If it's poking, I'm peeking."
Facts.
Period.
Facts.
Now,
Period.
we are knee deep in sundress season, so ladies, don't get mad when we do the same to you, because we definitely looking at that ass.
Y'all been doing it for years.
Right.
We're used to it by this point.
I didn't say we just started. I'm just saying, don't be. It's all about equality here. We gonna look. We all looking. We all looking.
Women,
Right?
women too, 'cause I've been looking at women, and I'm like,
That's
how
right,
you got
them
all of
chicks.
this in a dress?
Yeah.
How you got all of this going in a dress? That's not fair.
I'm
Again,
mad.
the thing be thinging. That's what be happening in the
If the
sundresses
thing is
too.
thinging, I'm gonna be looking too. I'm like, dang.
Damn.
I mean, it's always, there's an appropriate way to wear certain things outside of the house, and there's an inappropriate way to wear some things outside of the house. And recently in the news, well, not really the news, more so social media, where there was an uproar, a backlash, a fallout, if you will, where there has been people coming for Monique's head because she made comments about a particular item that women tend to wear outside of the house. And basically, we're talking about bonnets. Bonnets, yet again. They're so much fun. They're so versatile. They protect women's heads, all that good stuff. But it has definitely created a divide in everybody's community, in all honesty, because a lot of women wear them. So how do you feel about Monique's statements that women should be reserving those for in the home, when you're going to bed, when you're going to sleep, and not wearing it in Walmart or on the airplane or going to the dry cleaners? How do you guys feel about that? Go right ahead, Roy.
Okay.
Roy has something on her mind. I hate it.
I mean, I do, and it was especially because it was the airplane comment. Okay, Here's the thing, and don't get me wrong, I'm not the type of person that goes out in my bonnet. However, I respect your right to wear your freaking bonnet outside of your house if you want to. Bonnets are nothing but pajamas for your head, okay? And people run out of the house and run errands and do stuff in their pajamas all the time, and nobody's really judging them for it. Who cares? It's your body. You wear what you want to wear. Now, Black women, we have the right to protect our hair. That is what the bonnet is for, especially when you're on the airplane. Say you got your wig done or whatever and you trying to keep it together. You don't want it to be all out on the plane. You know what I'm saying? You want to be protecting your hair as much as you can. I don't personally do it because that's just how I was raised. You know, my mother was always the one who told me that I had to look presentable because, of course, you know, people's first impression is, you know, the best impression or whatever the case may be. So that's just me personally. But again, I'm going to respect your right to wear whatever you want to wear or what you don't want to wear outside of your house. And I don't think it's anybody's business. It's all personal preference to me.
Yeah, I'm not a person to wear my bonnet. I will wear a scarf before I wear a bonnet.
I will wear a scarf.
It's something about a bonnet that I just feel like is definitely just sleepwear. I'm not saying that you shouldn't. Do what you want to do, especially the ones that look cute. They have like, there are people who sell like specific ones that have like certain prints on them and everything like that. Do what you feel, how you want. And this is the thing, it's a cardinal rule, 101, for anyone who goes into a hair store. You do not judge how a person is looking. You know they're there to fix themselves up. You don't judge, you don't look, you don't stare, you don't go, ooh, why her hair look like that? Ooh, why she got a bonnet on? You know why I'm here. I didn't have enough hair for my crochet. I didn't have enough chicken along for my braids.
Right.
You know why I'm here, sis, okay? So let me be. Now, as far as going to the grocery store, if I'm going to Walmart, Target, or whatever like that, I'm not wearing a bonnet to just be wearing a bonnet. Now, there's a difference between, like, I'm traveling on the road, I have something on my head, protecting my hair, whatever, but I personally would not be wearing a bonnet. Now, have I gone out in, like, this bandana? I've gone out in scarves because you can make it look cute, you know. As we all know, back in the day, you know, the master's wife would get very upset that for whatever reason master was abusing the black woman who was a slave, and decided that her hair was the reason why, and it made them very attracted to them, so they demanded that they wore head coverings. But black women turned that around and made those head coverings very beautiful. The way they would tie them in different knots, different styles, it still made them a beauty, you know, to mess with. And that's the reason why we even have headscarves that are looked and graded in design, is because of that. You know, you try to put something on us to put us down, honey, we could come back 2 times and look better. You know what I'm saying? So that's the reason why headscarves, everything is now also to protect our hair. But when it comes to going outside, a scarf, a bandana, whatever you got to do, whatever. I'm not with the whole bonnet thing, but I think that Monique definitely should have said it in a better way. Baby, you are on camera in a bathrobe, in a nightgown, talking about you should present yourself better.
Right.
You're on camera in your pajamas. Don't, like, you know, if you were going to come on here and talk about how you should be looking, professionally dressed and then address everybody. Don't come on here, hello, my sweet babies. And then you look like you just walk out the bathroom. Right. Okay? That it doesn't make any sense. And you can't sit here and tell people that, oh, you're not looking like you're deep worthy, you're not looking professional, when you're in the airport, I don't care what I look like in those settings, because I'm not looking to be looked at in those settings. I'm trying to just get in and get out as quick as I possibly can. And you don't know if I'm going to China or something like that. It might be like an 18-hour flight. Right. You think I'm going to be looking cute with a pressing curl? Like, come on, keep it cute. So, yeah.
So you put the glasses on, so I'm assuming that you have opinions about this, my good sir.
I always got opinions. I got plenty of opinions. That's not my name. You're going to get my name right. My name is Trayman Proper. You get it right. Anyway, so put my glasses on. Put my glasses on because, yeah, I see some things that I want to call out. Basically, I don't I'm on the fence on this, in all honesty, because I do think that perception is everything. I think that and I'm just going to say it the way it needs to be said, Black women, our perception, the world's perception of you needs to change. And part of that, in my opinion, is that you should always look your best when you go out and about. I don't want the other people, the enemy, whatever have you, to look down on you or discount you or treat you like you're lesser than, because all they see in the bonnet is That's just another. I don't want to see that. And I want women to elevate themselves and look their best, because our women are beautiful. Our women are strong. Yes. I want them to go outside with their heads held high. And I understand it. Yes, you can't always put on a face full of makeup. You can't always put a wig on. You can't. I get it. I understand. All I'm simply saying is I want you to at least make the attempt if you can. And just try to change the perception, because that's what that's where a lot of problems come in the Black community, is that the other communities have a bad perception of us. And part of that, not all of that fault, is on us. Mm-hmm. Part of that is the fact that there are some women who are considered ghetto, and they go out and they have bonnets on, and they don't look presentable. They don't. They got bonnets on, they got a muumuu on, they got house slippers on, and they literally have a website called The People of Walmart. And it's not just Black women, but I can only talk to our people about this, because I could care less about these other ones. But I want us to look better. I want us to aspire to look better, be presented better, and maybe the perception of our women will change. They won't look at you just as a mammy. They won't look at you just as a nigga. They won't look at you just as a plaything for them to use when they feel like. They'll take you serious. They'll look at you with some reverence, like we should. And I honestly think, we've been over this before, the tone thing, the way people say it, the message is missed. Because regardless of how Monique presented herself, and she should change her perception, yes, the message is still there, in my opinion. The message is that you should look better. You should aspire to be better. And as a man, I can't do waves anyway, but I don't want to go out and have a do-rag on and I'm going out in the street. I don't think that looks appropriate. I don't want to have my pants hanging down on my ass. I don't think that looks appropriate. But that's me. That's my opinion. I won't let my child do it. I won't let my future children do it. But there's a perception, there's a way you should look out in public. At home, shorty, wear the bonnet all you want. I'm going to get some silk pillows for you so you can lay your head down and you ain't got to wear the bonnet. That's how it's going to go in the house. But when we out in the streets, my wife cannot go outside with me looking like that. Because we have a perception that we have to adhere to. Not because we want to impress somebody, but because we want to make sure that our family looks good. That's just how I feel about it.
Understandably so, but I feel like that there has been a lot of pressure on Black women. When it comes to any social cause, let's take this out of bonnets. When it comes to any social cause, anything that's happening, it's always, but Black women, or Black women this, Black women that. It's as if, like, if we don't accept it or if we reject it, then it's always held on us, you know? Mm-hmm. I personally, like in high school, all the Black women, all the Black girls in my high school, we was lip gloss, hair was always done, whether it was a perm, braids. We looked like nice, never had nothing too low cut, jeans, everything. Mm-hmm. The other folks, the Eminem pajama pants, slippers, like the wife beaters, like that are supposed to be naturally worn underneath your clothing, on the top, like the top layer. When I go into Walmart, Target, I'm seeing them dress like they just said, "Oh, let me start the day," and literally grab their keys and went outside. You know, for the most part, yes. Do I see some Black people wearing some things that I'm like, baby, that should have stayed at home in your closet? Yes, but that's going to happen because you have people who just don't care or whatever. But I don't like the fact that it is like the way the conversation started even before Monique. It's like, why are Black women wearing bonnets outside? Why are they wearing scarves outside? Why don't you ask these Caucasian people why they're wearing pajamas outside? Why are you asking them why they have a messy bun?
Why are you in our business?
Why is their hair not washed? Why do they, like, you know what I'm saying? Why do they look disheveled when they go outside? Because I see more than less white people look disheveled than I see Black people. Mm-hmm. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things of like, why is this concentrated at Black women? If it was a thing, we should say, oh, all women should be dressed appropriately when you go outside because you never know, you might meet your mate, whatever the case may be. But it just seems like instead of it being women, it's like, Black women, why are you looking like this? So would you rather me go outside knowing my hair is not done, and if I'm not able to get it done myself or by somebody else and it's too short, whatever, just to wear a simple cap, scarf, bonnet on my head, and then I still got a shirt, jeans, and I'm going on by myself, or do you want me to wear a white beater with pajama pants and slippers?
Yeah, like I said, my whole thing is, why is it why are you in our business? And I'm gonna just go into what Herb said in the comments. Going to 7-Eleven in a bonnet ain't a big deal. The perception needs to stop. That's the biggest thing. And not everyone needs to look like a 10 picking up some hot fries and sunflower seeds. And that's facts. Okay, because the problem is that people are always concerned about what we're doing. And it doesn't, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, mind your business. The whole thing, the fact of the matter is that we have to accept ourselves. If we want to go outside in a bonnet, a scarf, or whatever, I want to go in pajamas, that should be my business. If Becky could do it, then why can't I do it too? That's my biggest problem.
The reason why you can't do it is because you don't get looked at negatively when you go outside. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's appropriate, but it's the fact and it's the reality of the world we live in. They are going when you look less than, and they already think less than of you, you're making it worse. So that's just my opinion.
A standard that is not made for us in the first place, because we are always going to look down upon. It don't matter if we look like the 10. It don't matter if we look like we just rolled out of bed. Whatever black women are doing that is against whatever the social standard is supposed to be, people are going to hate on us regardless.
The mere fact that there was a law written to accept law at a workplace is out of control. You're not saying that I'm looking like a Tampa or a Floridian with my locks and they're free-form and they're big and whatever. That I can kind of understand. But you're talking about locks that are neat, tucked, ponytail, retwisted, kept all the time. You have to make a law that people cannot discriminate that. But yet I've seen people that I've personally worked with, hair looking like, what in the, like, I would never have you working here. But they get to work and their bosses go, hey, how you doing, bud? But it would be a conversation if I had walked in that way. Yeah. That's what my whole thing is that there have been laws written just to allow us to live. That's the problem. You're concentrating on the people who have to abide by everything that you're saying. And if we do something opposite, then we're wrong. And then if we get upset about it, then we're the angry black person.
Right.
Stop concentrating on us and look at everybody as a whole. If this person has to have their hair done, everybody needs to have their hair done. It's just the same.
And then another thing about it is, you know, I work in a professional setting and I see women come in there all day long with their hair dyed pink, green, orange, don't matter. But let me roll in there with something like that. Let me just roll in there with my hair in a puff and it's an issue. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't matter if we wearing a bonnet or if we got our hairstyle professionally. It don't matter if we got braids. It don't matter. It does not matter.
And the older generation does it to the younger generations. In my last statement, it's just like I worked in a radio station for at one point in time. I worked in the office. I had these twists in, very pretty long twists, and they had some highlighted blondes in there. My grandmother was like, you can't be going in there with the, like, you know, coloring your hair. And I'm like, it's just literally highlighted blonde. And she's like, it doesn't matter. You shouldn't be going in there looking like that. And I'm like, but there's a white woman who has rainbow hair, who is a general accountant. Okay, she's a top accountant in the thing. Been there working it for 20 years. The color of her hair is just the same. You know, it's the stipulation of it being perpetuated to our younger people. Like, you can't look like this. You can't look like this. You know, but that's all it is.
And
So.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say it's really pretty much the same. Whatever the dynamic is, it could be about our hair, it could be about the way we dress, it could be the way we talk, it could be anything. You know what I mean? The fact of the matter, and Jamaica said it as well. We have to change the narrative. We have to get to a point where our older generations, you know what I'm saying? And at this point, I'll say that we're getting to be the older generation. So it's just about teaching our kids and teaching generations after us to change the narrative, to embrace who you are, and regardless of what it is that you're doing, you know what I mean, whether you wearing your hair a certain way, whether you wearing a bonnet, whether you wearing your clothes a certain way, whatever the case may be, it's about accepting yourself and not worrying about what society says, period.
I agree. Well, I agree to an extent. We do have to concern ourselves with what society does because, again, we are a minority. It's a reality. As far as changing the perception, the only way we can do that is by getting into the positions that have the power to change perception. And by doing that, you got to play the game. You can't just say fuck them. You can't just say fuck that. We gonna do what we want. I don't care. I'm strong. I'm black. I'm independent. And I'm not saying by any means necessary to throw away your black card. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is you play the game to get in position to put other people in position. So when you get up and you glow up, you pull people up with you. And then when you have your own establishment, you can tell people they can do what the fuck they want to do. But for the fact of the matter is, I don't care how you feel about it. I don't give a fuck how you feel about my tone. You ain't got no fucking power to change it. So you got to play the role, or you're going to keep being looked down upon. You're going to keep getting dragged through the mud. You're going to keep being where you are if you don't play the game and get into place. We're all, like you said, we're all the older generation. And we're getting to the point where we can either set up places to pull the younger ones up and allow them to flourish and grow, or we're going to sit down where we are at the bottom of the barrel crabs and keep pulling each other down. So play the role, play the game, get in place, get in position.
Okay.
And then we can change it.
I could accept that logic if it wasn't for the fact that our generations before us have been playing the game. And where has it left them? They are in the exact same positions that we're finding ourselves in now. We still at the bottom of the fucking barrel because the system is built against us, period.
And they didn't do what I just said. They didn't reach down and pull us up. They didn't do what they needed for us. The generation before us did not do that. I'm not even talking about the people before us. I'm talking about us. I'm talking about the millennials. I'm talking about the 29 to 37s right now. I'm talking about them reaching down and pulling up and educating. And we have kids now. We have siblings now. We can show them the way. And when we get in a position, we can bring them up with us and show them the way. Instead of saying, oh, you need to do it on your own. You need to figure it out. You need to go out there and make it happen. Nah, that's not how it's going to work. It's not. We got to help each other. We got to help each other. We got to stop looking down on each other. But also, we got to make sure we play our role for the time being. We do have to play our role, in my opinion. And when you get in position, then you pull them up. And then you can run shit. That's just all I got to say.
Queen, go ahead. I was going to say, Queen on YouTube said, appreciate looking good in public. Bring back looking your best self. She also said, but everyone is recovering from being shut in. So we have to give people time to get back, right?
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Absolutely. I mean, so let me clarify. I'm not saying that the main topic, because we got a little heavy here. The main topic is, are bonnets okay in public?
Yes.
And we kind of went on a diatribe there, but
we're left.
yeah, I mean, everything goes back to what really ails us. It triggers us.
Right.
But yes, you have the opportunity. If you're going down the street to the liquor store real quick, all right, cool, shorty. But if you are going to the movies, I'm sorry, put a wig on. Just do what you got to do. I'm not Kevin Samuels. I'm not going to say I don't want no wig. I want a wig because I want shorty to look like a different woman every night. But that's besides the point. I'm just saying, throw something on, look presentable, and go out and about. That's all I'm saying. So, but yes, you do need time to get yourself together. Okay. You do need time to figure things out. Do what you got to do.
Right. Okay. So while we're on the topic, let me just turn this question to you, Trey Proper. So,
oh boy.
because it was something that we were talking about. I know.
Y'all be talking about stuff behind my back, trying to set me up. What y'all been over there cooking? What y'all been
cooking? Your whole schedule changed. And anyway, okay, all of us talked about this off show. So I just want you to tell the people what your opinion is on your woman wearing the bonnet to bed, or as our title says, backing that up in a bonnet. How you feel about that?
Okay, so there are. All right. If I'm in an LTR, long-term relationship with somebody, I don't care. If we are just now getting into the mix of things, you gotta social custom demands that you show me your best foot forward. You can't just be showing up night 2 of us fucking and you got a damn bonnet on. Like, I mean, I'm not gonna turn it down, but it's really not good form there, lady. Like, come on now, show up and show out. I'm not gonna show up with my holy boxers on night 2. I'm gonna show up with the silk jones that look good so you can see the print. That's what I'm gonna do. Why are you making that face? What are you making that face?
Two don't even correlate with each other. If I'm staying the night at your house, I'm going to make sure that my hair is protected to go to sleep in. I'm not showing up in fuzzy slippers and some Nike shorts with my bonnet on my head. We're talking about when I'm going to sleep. So if I'm going to sleep, I'm going to put my bonnet on for hair protecting. You wearing got the fact that you still got holes in your boxes, you ain't throwing them away yet. That sounds like
Oh my goodness, it's a gross example, but you understand what I'm saying. And that wasn't a question. So you're either sleeping or you're throwing it back. When you're throwing it back, the body getting tossed. It's that simple.
All right, so I'm gonna say I agree somewhat with what you're saying, and that's just me personally. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna go to sleep in my bonnet, okay? Like the bonnet is coming on. Just if you got complaints about that, then you shit out of luck. Whatever. This is what I'm using to wear to protect my head. But me specifically, because I want to look sexy for my man, I'm gonna take the bonnet off while I'm backing it up, just so he's not looking at the bonnet or whatever the case may be. And I know it's a self-conscious type of thing. It's just like I want to make sure that I look good for him, and that's pretty much it for me. Not saying that there's anything against, because honestly he don't care, okay? He don't care. It's all about it's really all with me. I'm the one who cares about the bonnet. Hubdoozer don't give a shit, okay? Bonnet on, bonnet off, it don't matter. It's going down.
Like Corey said, it's coming off, and she can wear that. She can wear what she wants. I'm pulling it off. Exactly. The bonnet, yeah, it's gone.
Right.
This is now. If we in a long-term relationship, that's we after a while with somebody, and you've been in a long-term relationship, sex becomes almost, which is why you got to spruce things up. It can become mechanical, like literally roll over, pull things to the side, and get it in. Do what you got to do. It can happen.
Right.
So. I've had plenty of bonnet sex in my life. Like, it's okay, all right, cool. But when if I get that mood and something gets unleashed, that motherfucker gonna fly across the room. Now, you gotta go find it. I'm gonna go get the towel. So,
I throw it back in the bonnet all the time. I mean, I don't. It's a bonnet. It's like if I'm laying down and we chilling and we start to get it on, I'm not gonna take the time to take my bonnet off. Like we do.
You don't have to. We gonna take it off for you.
If I get too hot while I'm doing it, because my scalp got nothing but heat insulating in it, then I'm gonna take it off, depending on what my hair is looking like underneath it. But I'm gonna throw it back in the bonnet.
If your bonnet is still on during sex, after sex, I ain't do my job.
Sideways.
There's the suction cup bonnets that make sure that they stay on.
If it's still on your head, and I ain't do my job.
Regardless of the fact, I'm gonna throw it back in a bonnet, and whoever is a real person will catch it. So that's just how that
is. Catch it, but it's really gonna be like, get this out of here. I want to see your head.
Okay. All right. So
I gotta get some grip.
So the thing about it is that I feel like I think this whole conversation it's been playing on the internet for a while. And Kev on Stage actually had a reply to whether or not he cared about the bonnet.
Forgot all about that.
So I hope this is going to cue up the video so you guys can see what his response was. And then Trey, I guess you can give us your response to his response.
Fair use, fair use, fair use. And play.
This beachfront Verbo is about to become part of an unforgettable vacation memory. The moment when so much anticipation...
Bear with us as we build it.
This lady said, let's be real, no man wants to wake up.
Teddy Pendergrass that bonnet. Take it off.
Take it off. Take off the red.
Queen Divine on YouTube says it's going to come off anyway. So, I mean,
Exactly. Like, if it stays on your head... I feel bad. Like, I didn't do what I need to do. We need to go again. Fuck that.
Again, I said it needs to at least be sideways. If you're going to keep it on, then,
Okay, sideways. I'm not, man. Fuck that. We got to be together for like 10 years for me to be fucking you and it's only sideways. Fuck that. You are going from one side of the bed to the other side of the bed and possibly to the kitchen because I'm fat and I like to eat.
Wow.
Hey, pick it up and carry it.
It's coming up now.
We're going on a walking to the park.
I saw this on the internet. This lady said, let's be real, no man wants to wake up to his woman in a do-rag or a bonnet. Listen, I do. Because if my wife had a do-rag or a bonnet on, that means she went to bed black. Okay? I want to wake up to a do-rag or a bonnet. It's my wife's bonnet. Okay? She be wearing it. She wears it in the bed. I don't mind. She went to bed a black woman. And she got to protect her hair. That's all the bonnet is. It's just protect you. You know, a lot of black women, they're not just going to go head to pillow. Not naked like that. Just out here all loose. You got to protect that thing. Moisture or style, whatever. Okay? There's a lot of black women who don't go to bed with bonnets on. But the fact of the matter is, if she goes to bed with a do-rag or a bonnet on, she went to bed black, and that's what I want. What's more important to me is the butt, not the bonnet. I want to go to bed with sweet love making and all that. Dad, I don't care about a bonnet or not. Dad, did you give her the butt?
The butt.
I gave it up this morning. Bonnet on, lingerie on, naked. I don't care. Is the butt available to me?
To me. All right. Okay.
Shout out to y'all for sending that in the Discord. Honestly, that was hilarious. Once again, if you guys don't know, we have a Discord that we drop not safe for work photos. We drop general chats like this one, the reason why we have the video. Shout out to just you guys for interacting with us in the Discord. I really do appreciate it. You can follow us at the Kink of Zoe podcast on Discord.
Might have dropped the link in the comments.
And so that way you can join in on the fun conversation that we have throughout the week until we get to our show. Now, I asked the people, what y'all feel about a bonnet? Okay, what do you feel about a do-rag? Because this can go both ways. Some people might not want their man be wearing. Some people don't want their woman wearing a bonnet. Everyone said, it really doesn't matter. I'm still going to get what I want. So do what you want with it. Personally, me, I don't find a problem with somebody wearing a do-rag. Like, it's cool. Like, I don't want you wearing a do-rag all day and then come to bed wearing the same thing. Like, that's nasty. Like, get a new one. Get a fresh do-rag. Throw it on your head or something like that. Little stinky head. But yes, shout outs once again for you guys for sending that into the Discord.
Okay. The butt. All right. I mean, yeah. I don't know how she would change races when she would. I'm just playing. Yeah. We beat this with a dead horse. Where are you fucking bot? I just say look better in public, but in bed. In the beginning, you got to show up and show out, and as we get closer, then yeah, you can start letting your guard down a little bit. After a while, I start to see women, get more relaxed, and of course that means she starts planning and plotting stuff in your place, and then you got to find hairpins in your windowsill because she thinks some girl's gonna open a window and find it and catch you cheating. I digress. But yeah, as she gets more comfortable, things happen, and she lets the guard down, and she's got 2 bonnets in your closet, and you're like, what the hell are these? But yeah, I mean, just the first couple of weeks of talking, or the first couple of weeks of officially fucking, you show up and show out. You do your best, and then you get more comfortable.
I say do whatever makes you feel comfortable, period, boo, okay? And that goes on both sides. I mean, me personally, like I said, I may not do the whole bonnet thing when I'm throwing it back, but for anybody
well, you've
else,
been married forever.
I have been married forever. I've been married forever, so it shouldn't matter, but it does matter because, again, I'll try to keep it sexy for him. But, again, if you are comfortable wearing your bonnet, then wear your freaking bonnet, okay? Just do you, boo. That's it.
I'm gonna say this last thing. If you were trying to do my sexy librarian cosplay for me, do not wear no fucking bonnet, because I'm gonna put you. Don't do that to me. All right, let's get on. Let's move on with this. Not no librarian. I don't know. No. Don't mess with my fantasy. Because regular sex is different, but my fantasy shit, you bet the fuck I said. Anyway, all right. Let's get into the next topic. All right, so I'm gonna let you take the lead on this one, Royal, because you actually pointed this out to us.
Wow. All right, don't be. First of all, don't be just changing up the direction like that. I don't appreciate it. Anyway,
why not?
What do you mean? Why not? Anyway, so
be spontaneous.
Basically, earlier this week, I sent a post to my co-host about a chat conversation. Basically, this I'll say couple. They weren't really a couple, but this man and a woman. They were trying to have.
They were in the beginning stages of talking.
They were in the beginning stages of talking. Thank you, sir. And the man was canceling the date, not necessarily up front with canceling the date, but canceling the date because he found out that she was an IG model and that she basically wasn't modest enough for him. And so my personal opinion on this whole situation was that depending on the conversation, I just feel like he handled it poorly initially, and I do, because he wasn't upfront with the fact that he wanted to cancel the date. He just told her it's not going to work out, not even that it's not going to work out, but I'm not going to be able to make the date this day. And then she says, okay, well, what about next week? And he says, well, I'm not going to make it that day either. And then she had to ask what she did wrong in order, to make him want to cancel the date with her. And that's when he went into the fact that he found her IG and that he didn't like the fact that she, showed too much skin or anything like that. He preferred his women more modest, blah, blah, blah. her problem was that he had her IG in the first place because she was saying she didn't give it to him, and she felt like he was like kind of stalking her, that type of situation. You said what?
Nothing. I was looking for my pen. Go ahead.
And again, like I said, I just felt like he handled it wrong in the beginning, and this is where you, Trey, come in, where you say you communicate and set that proper expectation and all this, that, and the other. If you don't, right, if you want to, like, don't, I'm not gonna be quoting you all the time, okay? But if you want to, end a situation with somebody, if you feel a certain type of way about what it is that they're doing or X, Y, and Z, let them know. Be upfront. You know what I'm saying? Don't try to sugarcoat shit. Just come out and say it. If you feel a certain type of way about what it is I'm doing, then express your feelings. You don't have to sugarcoat anything. You don't have to spare my feelings. Just tell me up front that you have a problem with something, and then we can go our separate ways. And then it becomes I'm sorry, that's unfortunate, versus me feeling some type of way about you beating around the fucking bush when you trying to put me down.
Thanks.
I have been vetted before on social media that I did not give, and found out therefore after. And the reason I found out why I was vetted, he said that he had to check my social medias to see how many men we mutually follow. Because if I follow a good portion of men that he follows, there is a likely chance that I have been hit by one or two of them. And then when he's seen that I followed one person that we usually follow each other, and he knows that person has been in a relationship since high school, then so he's like, oh, then you're good because he's a good dude. Therefore, I know that you're a good person because of who he is. And I'm like, but my body count doesn't correlate to my social media. I'm not going to follow every person that I hit on social media. I don't follow every person that I hit on social media. So it's one of those things of like, why would you even try to put those things together? Or even looking in comments to see how many heart eyes I'm getting, or whatever. I have male friends that just do that just off of the strength of just building confidence and being like, just saying my friend looks good. Like, so you can't even correlate that to being like, oh, that's a dude that she messed with, and that's like literally my guy friend. Like that's it. I feel like in a case of this, how people present themselves on social media could be totally different from who they really are. I think that's the reason why social media exists, and that's why catfishes exist and all that other stuff. You want to perpetuate something that you might not be. Like I put out there that I'm this loud, fun, energetic, blah, blah, blah.
Wait, you're not?
95% of the time, I'm very quiet. I'm to myself. I like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just one of those things of where you don't know. So, like, granted, she could be posting herself in these bikinis and stuff, but you might not know that she is, like, saving herself for marriage. You might not know that she, has only dated maybe one or two guys in her past life. And we're not even talking about sexually, like just who she is as a person might be totally different. Like just because she's like posting pictures of bikini doesn't mean that she doesn't have any morals. You know what I'm saying? So right. It's one of those things where you kind of like, if he figured who she was, like talking, conversation, this, that, and third, and then went on, and then kind of like around the fourth or fifth date, he was like, I tried, and you are a nice girl. You're very lovely, but because of your posting on social media, it just makes me feel uncomfortable. After she gave him the social media to look at, because once again, that's a little weird that he went and prepped on it without, knowing and everything like that. But I understand people have to figure out who people are. But I don't know. In that situation, I feel like if he was a man and said what was the problem, then it wouldn't have tugged her along. Right. That's the whole point of it. Be a man, say what you gotta say.
Say what you got to say.
And I wouldn't have even had this issue. He would have said, oh, well, because he posts pictures on the picture. Okay, all right, cool. Then you're not the man for me. I would have moved on. But I'm thinking you're a nice guy. You're not answering me back. You're not calling me back. There's no reason for ghosting to happen. What's happening? That's pretty much it.
So,
all right, so.
I'm sorry. I had a quick audible real quick. I'm sorry.
Well, also, my friend texted me who's watching the show. I love being toxic. So, like you, They just, you know, they come out with woodwork. So,
Well, tell them to like, share, subscribe, and join in the comments. But what were you going to say?
I just want to just real quick audible. Should social media perception matter? Period. And I think that goes along with our conversation. But should it matter? Like, regardless if I'm taking half naked pictures on my IG or whatever the case may be, like Chase said, that doesn't define who I am as a person. So why does it matter? And I guess,
I'm assuming that's directly towards me.
yes.
So, absolutely, it matters. Like I said earlier, perception is everything. How you look, how you're perceived is very important to a lot of people. It's not fair. It's not right. It's reality. It just is what it is. When you give off the perception that you are an quote-unquote IG thought, Instagram hoe, whatever, if you give off the perception
IG
of
model.
that.
Couldn't say IG model, but go ahead.
No, I said what I said for a reason, because that's and I'm not, these are perceptions that people have.
Mm-hmm.
So people will perceive that when you hear, I'm an Instagram model, what's honestly the first thing that comes to your mind? People in the comments, because I know they're not going to tell me the truth. The people in the comments, what's the first thing that comes to your mind when somebody says, I'm an IG model?
Wait, we not going to tell you the truth?
Y'all going to say, she can really be a model. I don't feel like getting into that. So in the comments, yeah, tell me. So the first thing honestly comes to my mind is, let's see if she has a link tree. All right, and is there an OnlyFans? There we go. That's the first thing that comes to my mind whenever I see IG model. So perception is everything. And when you're getting into the dating space, in my opinion, not all, women who have a lot of skin to show and a lot of things to display on the internet, you're showing the goods off to everybody. You're advertising. You're telling everybody, I am open for business. And I don't mean monetary business. I mean, I'm open to courting and dating a multitude of different people. So you could be one guy, but women, a lot of women, not all, will court and date multiple men. Men do not feel like being your option. We don't feel like going through the motions with you and figuring out, am I going to have to compete with Tom, Dick, and Harry? Are you about me or are you not about me? And that perception gives off that you could go to Dubai next week and do something with some dude. That's the perception it gives off. And I know that a lot of people out there are going to say, oh, that sounds like he's insecure and he's toxic and he doesn't have confidence in himself. Bullshit. A lot of women are looking for the bigger, better deal. A lot of women are looking for the best opportunity. So they're always keeping those things open. In all honesty, you don't need to advertise your body. You need to advertise everything that you have on social media. So yeah, this stuff directly affects your dating life. That's why a lot of these women who are the top tier IG models or whatever you want to call them, they can only date dudes who are influencers or basketball players or whatever have you. And they never get to meet the real guys because they think, oh, he's just some nigga just trying to fuck me. He doesn't have cabana money. He only has daybed money. And then you end up fucked over because you overlook the regular smegular guy. And I know I sound jaded whenever I say that, whatever, I don't give a fuck. It's the truth. So the perception that women are giving off, some women, not all, some women are giving off is that I am open for business and I'm advertising for the highest bidder. That's why I'm showing my body. That's why I'm taking these pictures. That's it. I am visually obsessed with one model on IG, but I would never date her. I would never take her seriously. She would never meet my mother. I could become a millionaire tomorrow and I would never date this woman because I know she's looking for the bigger, better deal. That's how I perceives. She's beautiful, yes, but she would never be my wife. Ever. Fuck that. So, their perception matters. But
yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, it just kills me how some men, not all, think
Good
that...
job. Quoting me again.
think that our posts are about y'all. Like, it don't even have to be about y'all. I have half-naked pics on IG. Okay, don't go look. Nobody look. But I have half-naked pics on IG, and it's for me. It's for me to feel like I look good. It's for me to feel a certain type of way about my body. You know,
real quick, not to cut you off, but the thing that's different about you is you got something that shows everybody you belong to somebody else. I'm not calling you a property, but you have made it known that that's your man's. When is the last time you took the ring off? When was the last time you took the ring off?
Never ever.
Exactly.
Never ever.
Because he would be hella pissed if you took that ring off and you was on IG like, hi. Then you would have a problem, wouldn't you? Okay, so I'm sorry to say this, but you don't count in this. I'm sorry, love you, but you don't count
Even before we were married. Okay? Even before we were engaged, all of that. If I felt a certain type of way about a picture that I took or whatever the case may be, and I wanted to post it because I felt good in whatever picture I was taking, whatever outfit I was wearing or wasn't wearing or whatever the case may be, I posted it. Now, the difference, I guess, for me, like you said, I am married, and I would always get his opinion before.
There you go. I was waiting for you to say it.
I would get his opinion. However, there are women out here who are single who don't have to get a man's opinion, and they just want to feel nice, feel sexy. It don't always got to be about y'all.
It don't always got to be outside validation. Like we've talked about that before, but the outside validation is like you have. Not you. And I'm taking this away from you. Just women in general. If you have a man, married or not, if you have somebody who's responsible for that, open your mouth, make the communication, and say, hey, I need to feel validated. I need to feel like you matter because I'm going to start looking for my validation elsewhere. You have to say that. You have to communicate that. Otherwise, you opening yourself up to outside interaction, outside interruption. You don't want that. You don't want that. You ask any older woman who's been married for 30, 40 years and ask her how she feels about a lot of young women putting themselves out there on the internet, let alone married women putting themselves out there on the internet. But what I was going to say originally was like the first person that saw your pictures was who?
You said what?
Who's the first person that saw your pictures?
He was.
He and as your husband, he has the right to say, I'm okay with this. If it was anything too much, he would be like, no, you're not putting my so-and-so X, Y, and Z sugar honey pot out there for the world to see. That's mine. He was, and you know he would.
No, the thing about it is, he does not feel that way. And let me tell you why he does not feel that way. Because he wants me to be happy. He wants me to feel sexy. He wants me to feel empowered. So he stands behind me regarding now, because I have respect for my relationship, I'm not going to put out too much. You know what I'm saying? But if I want to put something out where I'm wearing a lingerie set or something like that and I want to post it, I'm going to post it. If I feel like posting it.
Yes, but he's the first person to see it. He's the first person he has veto power. He has veto power, and there's no way you can't look me in the face right now and tell me that man does not have the ability to say, you are not posting that.
And I'm not saying
you
that
are
he
not
doesn't.
posting that.
I'm not saying that he doesn't, and my situation is specific, but I'm talking about, women in general.
But this is not okay, so yes, we can talk about people in general, but majority, not all. We need to make that our first t-shirt. Majority of women who are married or in relationships, if they are doing that, there's a lot of men, myself included, who believe that is advertisement for outside interference. I'm looking for the next one. I'm not sending my significant other, the pictures that needs to send. I need to send it to him. I'm sending it to the world. Mm-hmm. That's the perception of a lot of men. But we've talked back and forth about this for a while. Chase, Hey, how you doing? What you got to say about this? What's going on?
Women should be able to post whatever they want to post. Period.
Single women, yes.
Women should be able to post whatever they want to post.
Any woman.
Single woman, yes. I mean, you can post what you want.
Any woman should be able to post whatever she want to post.
So don't get mad. If you want to post whatever you want to post, if you want to post something out there and you have a man, you have a husband, don't get mad when the thirsties show up. Don't call men, you're toxic and you're being creepy and you're trying to get at me when you are advertising for the bigger, better deal. Don't get mad because not you particularly, but those women who do that, if they do that, you're advertising. Don't get mad at it. You put it out there.
I think the reason why we start to get into the men being toxic or whatever, it is because of the responses that we get when we say, oh, thank you, that was so nice, thank you for your compliment, I'm married, or I'm in a relationship, or whatever the case may be, and then all the other bullshit starts. That's when y'all become toxic. Because yes, we understand that men are visual, and men are going to see these pictures or videos or whatever it is that we're posting, and they're going to have something to say. It comes with the territory. We understand that. We not stupid. We know y'all. We know y'all going to make a comment. We know that something's going to be said. The difference is that when we politely decline your offer, or to tell you, oh, thank you so much for the compliment, I really appreciate it, I am married, I'm in a relationship, I'm not looking for a relationship, anything that we say to you guys, not all men, not all, anything that we say that is not to the affirmative or whatever it is that you're requesting from us, then that's when all the toxic shit starts. Then that's when the name calling starts. That's when, like the page stalking and all that other stuff. That's when that stuff happens, when we say politely no. You know what I'm saying? That's when all of that extra shit starts.
I can't speak for the gentlemen out there who don't know boundaries, who don't know how to control themselves, but they are a minority out of the majority of men. Majority, you think you have DMs now? Imagine if that was the case for all men, if we were all like that, your DMs would not work. They would not function properly if we did not know how to control ourselves as a majority. Minority of us are toxic individuals who don't know how to control themselves, they're incels, they don't have access to women. We can't say the S word because we're on Twitch, but they are SIMPs. They don't know how to act. They never had a woman before. They don't have sexual interaction. So, and I'm not excusing them. I'm not one of them. But what I'm saying is that they don't know how to act. They don't know. But those few have started to corrupt the opinion or the perspective of the majority. So that's not all of us, like you said. That's that small few who get toxic. Oh, fuck you, bitch. You ain't that cute anyway. That's some dude who's hurt, who needs to go to therapy and doesn't know what's going on. So don't equate that to all of us, because if it was all of us, your DMs would be ridiculously crazy. They would be blowing up. Some women out there have DMs that are blowing up already. But if it was all of us, it'd be crazy. You know that.
The problem is that small minority are the ones that are the majority when it comes to commenting on those pictures.
Block them. But even before you get to the blocking them, one way to prevent this is to find your validation within your own home with your own man. In my opinion, if you weren't looking, I just want to feel sexy. I want to get my endorphins and my kicks from IG, and I want people to look at me and tell me I'm pretty. Look next to the person to you, and ask that person if you're pretty. You should be able to post whatever you want. You should be able to post whatever you want, but you should also be ready for the consequences of you posting it. Point blank and simple. But if you're looking for validation, that significant other that's sitting next to you, that's watching something with you, that's with you every day, that sleeps with you, that eats with you, that should be your validation. And if that person's not giving it to you, then that may be may be time to reevaluate that situationship, because then it's not even a relationship at that point. You got to communicate, like we say here all the time. But Taze, we've been talking again. What's going on? You got quiet on me.
Nothing. You guys are having a great time. I mean, it's a married woman against a single man. That's how the world works, that there's a lot of single men who still go after married women knowing that they're married.
Oh, they do.
How many times they put it in their bio, married, I'm Kamari's mommy. They put it as Byron's wifey. They put all this stupidity in their bio so let it be known that they are taken with children, they're a package deal, or they're off the market. And it doesn't matter what I post. I could post a photo of myself up to a turtleneck with a scarf on my head, and sure enough, somebody's gonna slide in my DMs being like, yo, what's up, little mom, can I whisper in your ear? Running with that bullshit. And then I'm gonna say like, hey, I'm with someone, sorry. Oh, well, you can't have friends, excuse me, you can't have friends, or you can't talk. It's just like, I don't care how many times I can tell a person, they're still going to push and push and push. There's a difference between being the man and hunting to you just being an ignorant fool. Like, relax on me. I'm literally telling you I'm with someone. I don't care what I'm posting. I don't care if I'm posting things like Amber Rose or if I'm posting things like Michelle Obama herself. If I am telling you I am with someone, that does not give you reign to keep pursuing after me. So yes, I can block you, but that means now I'm going to block the next person, the next person, the next person. It doesn't matter. And I don't have to look for validation from nobody whatsoever. If I'm posting something because I look pretty in it, I just want to say, hey, I look really cute. I feel confident posting this picture. There's tens of thousands of different photos and videos that are in my camera roll that I choose not to post. But this particular one, I feel really good in myself, not even having to have my man say that I look good.
But if you feel like you look good in it, why do you have to post it? Why does it have to go up on the internet?
Because I'm a grown ass woman and I want to.
That's not honestly, like, that's not a legit reason. You want to because you want validation from other people. Like, let's call it spade.
It's not validation from other people. It's
so
saying that I know that I look good and I want to post it.
If you feel as though you look good, that's fine. That's fair. But when you when you post it to the internet, you're opening yourself up to the rest of the world. And you're letting other people see this video.
To the rest of the world, and it is my job and my duty to my relationship and to my man, if I have one, to make sure I don't let nobody enter that. So if somebody does approach me, I stop them right at the door. Hey, I have a man. See you in the bio.
Kudos to you for doing so.
Like, whatever. So, I mean, it is what it is.
Again, kudos for you for doing so. I'm glad that you're capable of doing that. Yes, you are a responsible individual. However, there are a lot of people out there who don't, because we know cheating is rampant in this world. People screw other people over every day. So, but yeah, back to the original point, as far as perception and social media and dating, it does affect the men's side. And I can say that comfortably, that a lot of men are not happy when their significant other is posting it or advertising themselves to the rest of the world for validation.
A lot of women are happy that men do it, but they still do it. And they
yes, and they would, and I agree, they would be totally fair for women to be upset about that as well. If a guy looks really good and he's posting his videos or his pictures up with his printout or whatever have you, and he's doing that and his significant other is upset, she has every right to be. I agree. This isn't a one-sided argument here. So I agree with that there. So if you are looking for validation, I again say, look to the person to your left or right who's your significant other. You shouldn't have to post it on the internet. You are posting it on the internet because point blank and simple, we can argue to a blue face. Right. You want validation from the world. It's just that simple.
And we're just gonna have to agree to disagree here, but we have beat this one to death. So
that's fair. So we got our last one. We got our last topic, and I know you were itching to get into this one. I'm sorry we dragged everything else so long. But our final question for the night is, in 2021, why don't men want to get married anymore?
So you are the single man, Trey, so why don't you answer that question for us?
I do want to get married. I do want to find someone who I can create life with and move forward into senility at some point. I want to grow 85 with this person and, get to that point. But I believe that a lot of my male counterparts do not think that women want to be with us. You perceive us as, you perceive all the negativity surrounding the Y chromosome. A lot of women do. Not all. What's up? But a lot of women perceive that. A lot of women don't look at dudes as worthy, or they don't look at them as good enough, or they look at them as less than. I know I'm diving into the red pill content right now, but it's really how we perceive things. A lot of women look down on men as something that they're not worthy of. A lot of women are looking for the top 10% of men that they will never obtain. They are looking for a super provider, a high value guy, and the guy that's sitting right next to them is the guy that's for them, and they won't even turn their head to look at them. They don't even, we're invisible to them. So we want to get married. We want wives. We want lives. We want to grow old with you. But when you can't even see us, when you look at us as less than, what the fuck? What are we gonna do? So yeah.
Okay. So I don't know if I missed it, but I know our Hubducer put the post up that I sent you guys, where a lot of men are saying that it's the financial aspect of it that's making them afraid to actually step out there and get married. I know, Trey, before you and I have had that conversation where you feel like women are looking for super providers and everything. I feel like in this day and age, men actually benefit, I'll say, a little more than women when it comes to marriage. And the reason why I say, the reason why I say that is because, I mean, if you look at things statistically, women who are, let's say women who are established and they're single or whatever the case may be, they're actually looked at as the ones to live a longer life than women who are married, because you have to add, you know, the stress factor and everything else to it once you actually do get married. And in some cases, women will bear the brunt of the weight in the marriage, whether it's, you know, child rearing or keeping the house clean or whatever the case may be. In some cases, women pay the bills over more than, you know, than the man does in some situations. I'm not saying all, but that is a factor. And then when you're looking at the man side of it, there are, you know, reports out there saying that men, and it was crazy to me how they were saying that men were looking at things, you know, on the financial aspect of it outside of having to actually share your assets. But married men are looked at to make at least like $16,000 more a year than their single counterparts. They are also looked at to live a longer life than men who are single. And it was another, their happiness. Men who are you know, who are married are generally, it said 43% happier than men who are single. So I feel like, you know, men may get, you know, or women, I should say, may get the short end of the stick when it comes to getting married.
They definitely do. They lose their whole entire identity.
They do.
Oh, jeez. Okay. So please explain how you lose your identity because you decided to go make a business deal with somebody. Please explain.
Is that what we calling it? Well, I mean, it is the ultimate business deal, so I mean.
Thank you. But please explain.
In a typical marriage, when you have the wedding, when you have the ceremony, introducing his name, Mr. and Mrs.
His name.
I have to go through all of my government-issued ID cards and change everything on there. I have to abide by everything in his ruling. Most of the time, yes, men do move to where the female's family is, but there's also the majority where the female moves to where his family is because he's made state in that area. He has the good job. He's making the more money in most cases. So they're going to go where his job is readily available. She's leaving behind her family, her friends, and everything like that. You know, she has to sacrifice not only her mental by taking care of the housekeeping and everything, but now when it comes to kids, now I'm bearing your children. But at the same time I'm bearing your children, I have to also keep myself together because, yes, I want to look good for myself, but partly I don't want to have to keep up myself, but I'm going to have to keep up myself because I want you to still find me attractive. You know, and yes, we can all say, oh, I love you through thick and thin, and whether you're big or you're skinny, but there are some couples out there that have literally broken up because that person has lost their way and their look. And then that's pretty much it. Women lose themselves and then forget the husband at that part. When they do have the children, you are just a mother. Everything you do is equated to motherhood. You can't wear that. You're a mother. What are you doing? You can't go out and have fun. You're a mother. What are you doing? And like, you know, you taking care of your kids all the time. You forget about yourself. And it like, do I have a chick or child? No, but I've seen it. So it's just one of those things where it happens, where a man can just go, thrive, live, breathe, and everything. Like, you know, the stress and everything might not show on him as much as it does on the female. I mean, for goodness sakes, muscles are ripped apart in her body that literally can't get put back together again unless you sew them together. So it's like there's a lot of things that are done and put on the female when it comes to marriage. Now, if you don't want to get married, perfectly fine. You can stay in a long-term relationship and not have to, you can just get engaged even if that's what all you want to do. And you don't have to get married, but if you want to have a government-issued union together, so that way if something happens, You can go into the hospital and say, we're husband, we're wife, I'll make the last decision. Or I can say, yes, I need this surgery done. If I have to pick up my kids and the same last name. Yeah, in that instance, yes, you need to have that, but there's a lot lost on the woman's side. In the post that Royal had gave to us, it just was a lot more concentrated. And yes, financials do come into play when you're talking about like the possibility of divorce, but you're already going into something saying it's going to be over. It's going to end. Why should I care? Because I'm just going to get divorced. I'm just not going to have any money. Well, if that's your first thing on your mind, and then obviously you haven't met anybody to get married to yet. So then it should marriage shouldn't even be on your brain. If your first thing is, oh yeah, we've been together for 6 months, and yeah, I can see myself with him, but I know we're just going to end up with divorce, and I don't want to go through the litigations with all that money, and I'm going to lose all my money, I'm going to lose all my assets. If that person you're dating for 6 months and that's the first thing you're coming to when it comes to marrying them, then you shouldn't get married to them.
I agree.
Right. I agree completely.
I totally agree. So, you said a lot. As far as losing your last name, when you marry somebody, it is a business deal. So unfortunately, we live in a patriarchal society, and there is a top and there is a bottom, for lack of better words. So you are being assimilated into this other person, but you do not lose your identity. You are still you. You are still the same person that your mother and father brought into this world. So you don't lose your identity. There is a redefinition of your identity. You are now Mrs. this person. Yes, but you still have your first name. So as far as sacrifice, I'm sorry.
No, I was just listening to what you were saying as far as the whole losing the identity thing. It's a possibility because, and this is me speaking as a married woman, you become that man's wife. Okay, that is what your identity is. There's sometimes no individuality. Some women have completely lost themselves in their relationship, and it is a real thing. It's a real possibility. You lose your sense of self when you are more focused on being some man's wife versus being who you are. And
now all of a sudden you don't know how to count and go and get your oil changed.
Right.
You don't know how to do. You don't know mechanic stuff. You don't know anything. Oh, I'm sorry. Is your husband around so I can talk to him about this? Oh, well, little Timmy's acting up in school. Is everything okay? Is dad around? Is it like, it's almost like, I'm sorry. I thought I was the one who was getting my oil changed. If my man had time to do it and wanted it, so here I am. So don't ask for my husband. It happens. And it happens far more than it needs to. So that's what
maybe because,
identity.
Again, we live in a patriarchal society where men are the lead. Men are supposed to lead. So the people, it's a show of that deference of respect is to your husband, because a lot of men who are worth their weight are not going to talk to somebody else's wife without their husband's permission. Like I want to make sure everything's cool. Even in our friendship, me and Royal, I have still some things to be like, hey, what's your husband think? Cool, because I'm being respectful, because that's how men work. So while we are the heads of this, we are going to still communicate that way. That does not mean you are a different individual than you already were. Now, your perception of yourself, that is your responsibility, in my opinion. And when I say that, let me clarify. That means if you are feeling like you're losing yourself, then you need to have a communication with the other person in the relationship. That's not the responsibility of the world or society. If you feel like you're losing yourself, then you might want to speak up. You might want to go talk to somebody professionally, or talk to the person that you're laying in bed with next to every night. I know that sounds blunt and harsh, but it's reality. Like you can't put that to the rest of us men because you feel like you're losing. Talk to somebody. Speak up. Say, I feel this way. Men are here's a secret, ladies. We're not that smart. We're very simple creatures. You can just tell us how you really feel, and we're going to take you at face value unless you're classically a liar to us. We're going to believe what you have to say. And you can't read your mind, but you have to speak up and say, I feel X, Y, and Z.
Yes, because that's the easiest thing to do for a woman. Now, I'm sorry. I don't know. And this could just be me speaking for our culture specifically. Nobody's saying that it's your fault. But what I'm saying is women are taught to bear the brunt of whatever the problem is. You understand? We are taught, especially black women. I can only speak for myself. I don't know what it's like for other cultures out there. But we are taught to take shit on our shoulders and we bear it. You understand? So if I feel like I've lost my identity, if I feel like our relationship isn't equal, if I feel like something is going on that, you know, where the situation needs to be handled, I may not always bring it to your attention. And that's simply because we were taught to take that shit on the chin and keep it moving. We're taught to be the backbones.
So if you recognize that, I'm sorry to cut you off, but if you recognize that, I again reiterate, then you need to talk to the person you made an agreement with before God, financially, before the government. You have to speak up. You can't feed me that hips are not built for pressure. Shoulders are. And you know who got the bigger shoulders? We do. So you need to turn to your left or right, whatever have you, to your significant other, and talk to that person, tell them how you feel. When you say we weren't built that way, you gotta change that. You gotta step up and change that. You have to make a conscious decision to change that. Otherwise, we're going to keep doing what the people before us was doing. Remember I said reaching down and bringing other people up?
That's the problem right there. We are, you know what I'm saying, and we always preach communication. I think communication, and at this point, you know, at my age, yes, I know that if I don't say something, then whatever it is that I'm feeling, nothing's going to be done about it. So I know that communication is important. But what I'm saying is, in other relationships, in other marriages, women have been taught by the generations before us that we are the backbones. Like, I will just take my family, for example. My family, the women in my family, are some of the strongest women that I have ever met in my entire life. Like, I'll take my grandparents' relationship, for example. You know what I'm saying? Without putting too much information out there. Of course, Ma don't watch this. Without putting too much information out there, you know, men, like, they stepped out on their wives, had whole other families, but the women were still there to hold it down. And I'm not saying that that's something that I will do personally. I will be damned if that man has a baby on me. It's going to be a whole problem. But the fact of the matter is that you had women taking on those responsibilities. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm going to let him be the man. I'm going to let him take care of the stuff that needs to be taken care of inside of the house, or, you know, outside of the house, whatever the case may be. But all of that other stuff, all of that stuff that starts to pile on, all of the emotional trauma or whatever the case may be, I'm holding on to that. And the reason why I can say this so passionately is because I was that person. I was the one that was holding on to things. And I was the one that was saying, okay, you know what, it's going to be okay. I'm just going to make X, Y, and Z moves. That was me. And I'm not that person now. I haven't had to be that person in my marriage, but I've had to be that person before. And so it's hard for us to sit there and communicate, especially because in some cases it's hard for us to communicate with the man anyway, because he doesn't want to listen to what we're saying. So that is why we take on so much responsibility. And yeah, our shoulders may be smaller than y'all's, but we can hold some weight.
I didn't say you couldn't. What I said is that you're not designed.
I'm not saying that we are designed for it. I'm just saying that it happens.
That your husband, and not you specifically, but just in general, people who are married, you get a partner because that's supposed to be your helpmate. That's supposed to be the person that's there with you hand in hand for the rest of this life. That's what I want one day. That's what I'm pretty sure everybody who wants to be married wants one day. So if my wife turns around and says something like, oh, I've got to do this on my son, I'm gonna look at her like she's fucking crazy. Talk to me, woman. I'm here for you.
Right.
Talk to me.
And you are, I will say, you know, one of the good ones in that in that respect, because a lot of men, and black men specifically, because as I said, I can only speak for our culture. I can't speak for everybody else's, so I don't know what it's like for other people out there. Right. But the fact of the matter is, you know, some of these black men out here don't want to hear what you're saying. They don't care what you're going through.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
And some, not all, but it happens.
Exactly. Good job. Yeah, there are negative sides to every race out here, to be honest. But that's why you got to vet people. That's why you got to go through the processes, and you got to open your eyes to those who are around you. Kind of like the last topic, you got to make sure you check to see who's good people around you, and just go through the process and learn that person, learn that individual. Yeah, there are different caveats to that situation, yes, but you figure them out. And you realize who's really going to be willing to sit down with you and deal with the bullshit of the day to day, and go hand in hand for the rest of his life. Figure it out, but don't do not shut down. Ladies and gentlemen, please do not, on either side, do not shut down. Talk to your person.
Yes.
Figure out what's going on.
I preach communication too. We all preach communication. You have to talk to your significant other. And like I said, speaking as a woman who has already been there to the point where I just shouldered everything, it is important to make sure that you're talking to your spouse or significant other, whatever the case may be, what may have you. Make sure you're opening your mouth, because the fact of the matter is holding on to that type of stuff can kill you. Like, literally. Stress is a killer.
Facts.
But we have made some very strong points here in today's episode. Had a little cheeky moments and some serious moments. It is now 10:18. You guys already know we have overflowed ourselves, and it is time to get into our aftercare. So if you would like to, please continue the conversation with us. Go into our Discord, Kinkazoid Podcast, and you can go into the standby room, and we will join you soon, so we can maybe either have more of this conversation or talk about anything else that you might have not been able to say, or if your comment didn't get read, if you had a thought process that you didn't get out, maybe we can talk about it with you. Please remember to follow us on all of our social medias, as Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, even here on Discord once again, and on YouTube at Kinkazoid Podcast. Make sure you're following Royal at ROY4LR4YNE, I believe.
True.
And you can follow Trey at Trey Popper, and you can follow me at Candy Taste Sweet. Thank you guys so much. We really do appreciate it. We'll join you in aftercare. Have a good night, guys.
Good night, you guys.
Peace.